Taking with that record.
We ready to rock and roll?
We are on the record, Mr. Chairman.
In accordance with Open Public Meetings Act, please note the following. Okay, Board of Adjustment meetings are being held in person at the meeting hall on the second floor of Brook, Municipal Village, 166 Brook Road. Members of the public wishing to offer comments or ask questions are required to attend meetings in person. Notice the exchange results in email to Borough News and Courier News by posting a copy of the bulletin board to Borough Hall to the website by filing a copy of the municipal clerk hall on March 13th, 2024. It's the intent of the board not any matter past 11 p.m. at any regular special meeting of the board unless motion passed by members then present to extend to a later specified cutoff time, and same shall be announced to the opening each meeting. Members of the public may participate in meetings at certain designated times as announced by the board chair. Members of the public will be permitted to address applicants and their experts, ask questions, and make comments as appropriate once invited to do so. Any hearing conducted by the board is a quasi judicial proceeding. Any questions or comments must be moved to issues that are relevant and the board may legally consider reaching a decision. The core of judicial hearing must be maintained. Roll call, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Delarusso?
Here.
Mr. Greenbaum?
Here.
Ms. Kramer is absent. Ms. Leffler is absent. Mr. McDowell?
Here.
Mr. Malillo?
Here.
Mr. Salyard is absent. Mr. Slocum?
Here.
And Mr. Trainer is absent. You have a quorum, Mr. Chairman.
Cool. All right, so we have meeting minutes from the 20th. Does anybody have any additions or corrections? Anybody meaning McDowell, Slocum, Mr. Noel?
I will make a motion to approve the meeting minutes. What is it, May 20th?
May 20th.
Yes, please.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Minutes are opposed. Minutes are approved. Now we have minutes from June 3rd. Mr. McDowell, Mr. Malillo, Mr. Slocum.
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Okay, communications, we do have a planner. And the other thing that I will mention is that I heard from Diana yesterday, actually. Her husband had heart replacement. And he is doing very well. So that's why she is not here. That's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, that's.
Well, I hope you guys. Rich has been here, but I don't know what's going on. I mean, it's vacation season. It seems to be doing okay. So on to resolutions for adoption. We have the 2-star application. There were some questions on dimensional issues with this resolution. Between what was printed and what was the applicant had corrected it to, and Bob had some changes, so all of that was resolved. We now have the final numbers in this resolution. So whereas an application for dimensional variance approval has been filed by Gregory 2-star here and designated the applicant, the Borough of Bernardsville, zoning board of adjustment here and the board for property located at 40 Turnbull Lane, Bernardsville, New Jersey, more specifically known as Lot 4, Lot 1 of the tax map of the Borough of Bernardsville, here have designated the borough. Somerset County, New Jersey, would set the use being a permitted use in the R110 residential zone district. And whereas the public hearing was held before the board on April 1, 2024, with regard to this application, and whereas the board has heard the testimony and evidence presented by the applicant, witnesses, consultants, and with the public having had a full opportunity to participate, and whereas the applicant filed an affidavit of proof of publication and notice the hearing was given as required by NJSA 44-55D-12, and whereas a complete application has been filed, the fees required by ordinance to be paid, and otherwise appears the jurisdiction and powers of the board have been properly invoked and exercised. And now therefore be it resolved, the Board of Adjustment, Borough of Bernardsville, County, Somerset, State of New Jersey, on the 3rd day of June 2024, wrong. On the
Day of August. Yeah, this was.
Fifth day of August, 2024, made the following findings and conclusions with regard to the application. One, the applicant provided adequate notice of the application and the hearing in accordance with statute. Two, the applicant represented himself with regard to this application. Three, based upon the application attachment, variance plans, survey, floor plans, architectural plans, aerial photographs, letter reports, and/or memorandum from board and borough consultants and from the testimony of others provided at the hearing, it would appear that the applicant is seeking variance relief in order to demolish an existing barn/stable and construct a new structure on the existing foundation. Whereas previously stated, the subject property is located in the R110 residential zone district where the current proposed use of property is permitted. The subject property is in a regularly shaped parcel located at the intersection of Turnbull Lane and Drive Road. Property has a lot frontage of 1,367 feet on Turnbull Lane and 464 feet of frontage on Drive Road, and contains a lot area of 411,226 square feet or 9.4 acres. The property is developed with an existing 2.5-story residential dwelling, a 2.5-story barn, tennis court, swimming pool, associated improvements, and various outbuildings. The property is served by septic and well and is located in an area characterized by single-family residential dwellings. The applicant proposes to demolish the existing barn/stable, which includes a residential apartment, and construct a new structure that would include a 4-bay garage, a greenhouse, and an office on the upper level, and storage and mechanicals on the lower level. The plan indicates that the new structure will be built on the same foundation as the existing barn. 5, review the application documents and testimony. The applicant requires the following dimensional variance relief pursuant to NJSA 40:55B-70C. A, maximum impervious coverage. Maximum permitted impervious coverage for this property is 27,416 square feet. And the applicant, based on various plans revised to March 8, 2024, proposing impervious coverage of 41,390 square feet. Currently, based on the same plan, the impervious coverage is 48,450 square feet. So there will be a reduction. 6, it should be noted that the subject property was part of a lot line adjustment approved by the planning board in June of 2015. Apparently, an equal land area was transferred between lot 1 and lot 3 in block 4. The impervious surfaces listed on the current variance plan add up to 48,450 square feet. It would appear the largest contributor to the difference in impervious surface between 2015 and the present is the gravel driveway and large paved area in front of the existing barn. These impervious surfaces were not shown on the 2015 lot adjustment map. Current plan also indicated 4 sheds and a chicken coop, which were not on the 2015 plan. There were apparently other less significant differences between the 2015 plan and what now exists. 7, Gregory Tussar, the owner of the subject property and applicant, testified on behalf of the application. Mr. Tussar indicated he has lived in Bernardsville for the past 24 years and started the restoration of the barn approximately 2 years ago. He indicated to the board that the barn is not structurally sound, or the foundation appears to be stated that the first phase of this property restoration would involve the barn, and the second phase will involve renovations to the single-family house at a later time. 8, John Beatty, a licensed architect, testified on behalf of the application. Mr. Beatty discussed the barn structure and stated there is an apartment in the barn together with stables. What is now being proposed is the removal of barn/stable structure and on the same foundation footprint construction with structure, which would contain a 4-car garage, an office and greenhouse on the first floor, and storage and mechanicals on the lower floor. The only change in footprint will be a modest stoop in order to gain access to the proposed office. The stoop will be located to the left of the proposed garage doors. The roof will be at a maximum height of 32 feet 8 inches, which would be slightly lower than what currently exists. 9, Paul Fox, a licensed engineer, testified on behalf of the application. Mr. Fox discussed the impervious coverage aspect of this application referred to the letter report of Robert Bradley dated October 30, 2023. Mr. Fox confirmed that part of the gravel driveway will be removed in order to somewhat lessen the amount of impervious coverage on the site. The witness commented that a new septic system will be installed on the subject property, and the stormwater controls and dry wells around the proposed structure will be installed in accordance with the report of the board engineer. All other aspects of the engineer's report will be complied with as well, and plans will be revised accordingly. The witness also indicated the site of the proposed new barn structure will be approximately 3,600 square feet. 10, John Peel, a licensed land use planner, testified on behalf of the application. Mr. Peel reviewed the various involving impervious coverage and indicated that although minor in scope, there will be a slight reduction in impervious coverage over what now currently exists. The witness stated that none of the proposed construction will take place in any environmentally sensitive areas. And that no existing dimensional deficiencies will be aggravated. The witness stated that the general welfare criteria of NJSA 40:50ID-2 subparagraph C, E, I, and J were in his professional opinion satisfied that there would be no substantial negative impacts in the neighborhood. Zoning ordinance or master plan, given the fact that the subject property permitted in the zone was being enhanced by this application and would continue to be consistent with other residential dwellings in the area. 11, no members of the public commented either in favor of or in opposition to the application. Conclusions of law. Whereas pursuant to municipal land use law, specifically NJSA 40:50ID-7C 1 and 2, the board may grant relief from the strict application of any zoning regulation where, because of conditions specifically affecting a piece of property as set forth in the statute, the strict application of such regulation would result in peculiar and exceptional practical difficulties to, or exceptional unique undue hardship upon the developer of such property, or where the purpose of municipal land use law is set forth in NJSA 40:55D-2 as sec, would be advanced by a deviation from the zoning ordinance requirements, and the benefits of such deviation would substantially outweigh any detriment. Based upon the testimony evidence presented, the board finds that the applicant has met the requirements for the granting of variance relief, maximum pervious coverage of the proposed project. The revised plans for the garage property appear appropriate, reasonable, and attractive. For reviewing the testimony and plans, the board is of the view that the proposed structure, which will include a 4-bay garage, a greenhouse and office on the upper level, and with storage and mechanicals on the lower level, will be a very positive addition to the subject property and will be well buffered in terms of visibility. And whereas in order to grant dimensional variance relief, NJSA 40:50D-70 requires that no other variance or other relief may be granted without a showing that such variance or other relief can be granted without substantial detriment to the public good and will not substantially impair the intent and purpose of the grant plan and the zoning ordinance. In this regard, the board is of the opinion that the applicant has met this burden for the reasons set forth in the body of this resolution and as testified to during hearings. And as commented upon by the board, specifically the proposed barn construction could be considered a normal and customary improvement to a single family residence in this neighborhood and will continue to blend with the applicant's residential structure. The impervious lot coverage will be slightly less than what now exists, and the result will be an attractive and well-built accessory structure for this dwelling. Now therefore be it resolved, having reviewed the application to consider the impact of the proposal on the borough and its residents, and having determined whether the proposal is in furtherance of municipal land use law NJSA 40:55D-2 at SAC and the law of the borough, and whether the proposal is conducive to the orderly development of the site in the general area which is located, the board good cause has been shown to grant potential variance requested by the applicant. Be it further resolved by the zoning board of adjustment of the Borough of Bernardsville, County of Somerset, State of New Jersey, on the 5th day of August 2024, on the appropriate motion made and seconded, that the application of variance 2 is granted subject to the following terms and conditions. 1, the applicant shall be bound by the testimony and plan submitted with its application. However, the plans need to be revised pursuant to the recommendations, comments of the board, and the board consultant's same shall be promptly completed and submitted to the board. 2, the request of dimensional variance for maximum impervious coverage is granted for the reasons set forth in this resolution. 3, except where specifically modified by this resolution, the applicant shall be bound by the recommendations contained in all letter reports and memorandum of the board consultants and the board advisory committees. 4, prior to the issuance of any permits, the zoning officer and board engineer shall review all plans submitted by the applicant. 5, there shall be no significant changes to plans unless approved by the board. 6, as agreed to by the applicant, a crescent-shaped portion of the existing paved driveway to the east of the barn, approximately 30 square feet, shall also be removed and remain impervious. 7, with regard to the revised plans, these plans shall incorporate all of the comments as set forth in the letter report of the board engineer dated October 30, 2023, including stormwater controls specifically to compensate for the increase in impervious surfaces. 2015, the roof runoff from the new barn shall be directed to dry wells or similar SWM measures, subject to the review and approval of the board engineer. 8, the applicant shall submit proof of payment of all real estate taxes for the property. 9, the applicant shall pay in a timely manner all outstanding and future fees and escrow charges and shall post all performance and maintenance guarantees in connection with the review of this application prior and subsequent to the approval of this application. 10, the applicant shall be responsible for the obtaining of any other approvals or permits from other governmental agencies that may be required by law, and the applicant shall comply with all requirements or conditions of such approval or permits, including but not limited to the municipality's compliance with any low and moderate housing regulations. If, however, compliance with other conditions with the result of plan that differs from the one approved by the board herein The applicant shall return to the board for all appropriate review. 11, prior to the issuance of a building permit, applicant shall submit final variance plans if necessary, containing all required additions and corrections for review and approval by the borough engineer. When so approved, the applicant shall file 6 copies of the final plans with the borough engineer for signature and transmission to the board's administrative officer. 12, the applicant shall obtain stormwater management review approval from the borough engineer. 13, the applicant shall be found by all exhibits introduced, all representations made, and all testimony given before the board at its meeting of April 1, 2024. Okay, one comment from me. SWM in requirement number 7. Let's not abbreviate things.
Okay.
We know it's stormwater management, but we should spell that out
Okay.
so that it is just completely obvious that.
We have the date soon.
Yeah, Daisy is correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you can correct what I read. Does anybody else have any changes to this resolution? You'll hire a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve with the changes that were discussed.
Yeah, let's make sure that.
Oh, wait a minute, I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
can't
but you
do
are
that.
not eligible.
I retract my
Yeah.
motion and
Chick and Mark.
I'll make a motion, we approve it. With the changes. I second it.
Thank you.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Dela Russa.
Yes.
Mr. Greenbaum.
Yes.
Mr. Malillo.
yes.
The motion carries.
Okay. And then we have the arresting variance. Again, we have Ed, Tom, and Mark on this one. Whereas an application for dimensional variance approval has been filed by Wendy Rusty and Christopher Breeze. Here and after designated the applicant to the Borough of Bernardsville, one of the Dutton, here and after designated for property located at 41 Washington Corner Road, Bernardsville, New Jersey, and more specifically known as Lot 19, Lot 3 on the tax map of the Borough of Bernardsville. Here and after designated the borough. Sounds County, New Jersey, with said use being a permitted use in the R110 residential zone district. And whereas the public hearing was held before the board on May 20th, 2024, with regard to this application, whereas the board has heard the testimony and evidence presented by the applicant, witnesses, consultants, and with the public having had a full opportunity to participate, and whereas the applicant filed an affidavit of proof that publication and notice of the hearing was given as required by NJSA 40:55B-12. And whereas a complete application has been filed with fees required by ordinance and paid, and otherwise appears that the jurisdiction powers the board have been properly invoked and exercised, and now therefore be it resolved, the zoning board of adjustment, Borough of County, of State of New Jersey, on the 5th day of August 2024, made the following findings and conclusions regarding the application. 1, the applicant provided adequate notice of the application and hearing in accordance with statute. 2, the applicant was represented by John Mills Esquire. 3, based upon a review of the application and attachments, surveys, plans, aerial photographs, letter reports, and or memoranda to the board and borough consultants and the testimony others provided at the hearing, it would appear that the applicant is seeking variance relief to construct a gazebo within the required rear yard setback of the property. Or as previously stated, the subject property is located in the R110 residential zone district where the current and proposed use of property is permitted. The subject property is a regularly shaped parcel with 506.96 feet of frontage along Washington Corner Road and containing a lot area of 194,544 square feet, 4.464 acres, including the right of way of area of Washington Corner Road. The property is currently developed with a residential dwelling and associated driveway, a swimming pool, patio, and other normal site amenities. The swimming pool is located in the rear of the property behind the house of the house itself is set back approximately 298.6 feet from the right of way of line of Washington Corner Road.
Can I jump in real quick?
Yes.
Those numbers you were reading are different than the ones that I have on my phone.
Okay. Bob got back to me with modifications mainly to the numbers.
Okay.
I made those
No,
changes.
yes, I'm good. If we're
What
good.
David's reading is
To the revised.
a good one.
Got it, okay. Well, we just did the first one, so let us continue. Here I am, delaying our record-breaking effort here, so.
Just to mess with you.
Yeah, thank you. Keep going. Sorry.
At least you're paying attention.
I am paying attention. I get bonus points for that.
Still, I'm too sorry.
Proposed to construct a 13 by 20.5 foot concrete pad for a gazebo to be located 21.8 feet from the rear property line. Other proposed improvements include grading around the swimming pool, expanding / modifying the existing concrete pool deck, and the front of the existing dwelling in order to accommodate a proposed 5 foot wide concrete sidewalk. Further, the extension of the existing deck to a new door to be located at the southeast corner of the house. 5, pursuant to NJSA 44-D-70C, this applicant requires the following dimensional variance relief. A, rear yard setback related to the proposed gazebo where 40 feet minimum is required, where 21.8 feet is proposed. B, impervious surface, where a maximum of 20,619 square feet, when excluding the right of way from the calculations, is permitted, and where 20,802 square feet is proposed. And C, number of garage spaces, where a maximum of 4 are permitted and 5 are proposed, when including the detached garage. In addition to the above requested variances, there are existing non-conforming conditions, and it should be noted that the proposed gazebo construction will not intensify or otherwise alter these existing non-conforming conditions. A, rear yard setback, where 100 feet is required and where 66.8 feet exists. B, minimum lot area where 435,600 square feet is required and where 194,544 square feet exists. C, driveway specification, in that the driveway is in excess of 200 feet in length and existing deficiency for K-turn depth of the residence is 10 feet and where a 50-foot minimum is required. D, driveway specification greater than 50 feet in length, existing deficiency on a horizontal curve, where at least 14 feet of unobstructed width is required and where 10 feet exists. And an unobstructed width of 12 feet is required on the remainder of the driveway where 10 feet exists. E, driveway specifications of greater than 50 feet in length, the existing change in slope on the first 30 feet is in excess of 15%. F, required location for accessory mechanical equipment in residential zones, said location shall be within the interior of the building envelope, whereas the existing pool equipment lies outside the building envelope. G, minimum setback for small accessory mechanical equipment in residential zones, there must be a minimum of 15 feet to the rear lot line where existing rear yard setback for pool equipment is 12.2 feet. 6, when the arrested property owner applicant testified on behalf of the application was indicated the subject property was purchased in 2019, and that the main residence was constructed in or around 1960. He indicated that there's also a 3-car garage, a detached garage, and a swimming pool which was constructed in or around 1980. The swimming pool itself is 24 feet by 40 feet in size and is located at the rear of his residence. The witness commented that since the time of purchase of the subject property, nothing new has been constructed by the applicant. 7, Daphne Galvin, a civil engineer, project manager, and land use planner, testified on behalf of the application. The witness confirmed that the zone within which the subject property is located and stated that the surrounding area contains all residential uses. It was stated that the property slopes downward from the southwesterly corner to the northeasterly corner. The witness discussed the variances required and stated that consistent with the recommendation of the Borough Environmental Commission, the applicant will utilize permeable pavers wherever possible, whenever possible, rather than concrete. This will assist with water absorption. The witness discussed proposed dimensional variances as previously set forth in this resolution and confirmed that the existing non-conformities will not be intensified or impacted in the event the board granted the variance relief that is being sought. In that the residence on the subject property is located far to the rear of the lot, in the opinion of the planner, hardship will exist regarding the rear yard setback because of the slopes associated with this property. It was indicated that the proposed gazebo will be located approximately 300 feet away from the nearest dwelling and would not be very visible to any neighbor. Ms. Galvin also offered her opinion that given the size of the property and the proposed location of the gazebo, there would be no substantial negative impacts to the neighborhood. Zoning ordinance of the master plan as for stormwater runoff, given the size and location of this property. The witness was of the opinion that there would be natural systems involving stormwater management and then nothing further would be needed in this regard. A, Christopher DeVries, one of the applicants, testified on behalf of the application. Witness noted there were drains with underground piping in the area of property which discharged water in front of the property, but was also indicated that with regard to the impervious coverage, the plan to be revised with the removal of certain concrete areas and the use of permeable materials in their place. 9, was the public commented either in favor of or in opposition to the application. Conclusions of law, whereas pursuant to the Mass Land Use Law, specifically NJSA 44-70C 1 and 2, the board may grant relief from strict application of any zoning regulations where, because of the conditions specifically affecting the piece of property is set forth in the statute. The strict application of such regulation would result in peculiar and exceptional practical difficulties to, or exceptional undue hardship upon the developer of such property, or where the purpose of the land use law is set forth in NJSA 44-55D-2 et sec. Would be advanced by deviation of the zoning ordinance requirements, and the benefits of such deviation would substantially outweigh any detriments. Based upon the testimony and evidence presented, the board finds that the applicant has met the requirements for the granting of the variance relief for rear yard setback construction of a concrete pad for a gazebo where a minimum of 40 feet is required, where 21.8 feet is proposed. In addition to a variance for impervious surface, where a maximum plus or minus 20,619 square feet when excluding the right of way of Washington Point Road is permitted, and where 20,802 square feet is proposed. Given the significant size of the subject property and the fact that gazebo was constructed near the location of the existing swimming pool, which is behind the residence and is set back approximately 298.6 feet from Washington Point Road, the relief requested appears appropriate and reasonable. The rear yard setback variance is de minimis in nature. Given the overall size of the subject property, it would result in limited, if any, visibility in surrounding properties. The project is attractive and will be a very positive addition to the subject property. Whereas in order to grant conventional variance relief, NJSA 40:D-7 requires that no variance or other relief may be granted without showing that such variance or other relief can be granted without substantial detriment to the public good and will not substantially impair the intent and purpose of the master plan and zoning ordinances. In this regard, the board is of the opinion that the applicant has met this burden for the reasons set forth in the body of this resolution and as specified to during the hearings and as commented upon by the board. Specifically, proposed construction could be considered a normal and customary improvement to a single family residence in this neighborhood. The dimensional deficiencies regarding rear yard setback and impervious coverage appear de minimis in nature, now therefore be resolved. Having reviewed the application and considering the impact of the proposal on the borough and its residents, and having determined whether the proposal is in furtherance of municipal land use law, NJSA 41-55D-2 et sec. And the law of the borough, and whether the proposal is conducive to the orderly development of the site in the general area which is located, the board concludes the good cause has been shown to grant the dimensional variance relief requested by the applicant. Be it further resolved by the zoning board of adjustment of the borough of Bernardsville, county of Somerset, state of New Jersey, on the 5th day of August 2024. Find the appropriate motion made and seconded that the application of Wendy Rusty Christopher degrees is granted subject to the following terms and conditions. 1, the applicant shall be bound with testimony and plans submitted with this application. However, in the event that plans have to be revised pursuant to the recommendation and comments of the board and the board consultant, same should be properly completed and submitted to the board. 2, the requested dimensional variances for rear yard setback and impervious coverage and garage stalls are granted for the reasons set forth in this resolution. 3, except where specifically modified by this resolution, the applicant shall be bound by the recommendations contained in all letter reports and memorandum of the board consultants and borough advisory committees. 4, prior to the issuance of any permits by the zoning officer and the board engineer, shall review all plans submitted by the applicant. 5, there shall be no significant changes to plans unless approved by the board. 6, as agreed to by the applicant, consistent with the recommendation of the Bernardsville Environmental Commission set forth in this memorandum of May 13, 2024, the applicant shall utilize permeable pavement or other more permeable materials wherever possible rather than using concrete. 7, as agreed to by the applicant, the gravel area near the detached garage structure shall be removed and the area shall be planted with grass. 8, the applicant shall submit proof of payment of all real estate taxes for the property. 9, the applicant shall pay in a timely manner all outstanding future fees and escrow charges, and shall post all performance and maintenance guarantees in connection with the review of this application prior and subsequent to the approval of this application. 10, the applicant shall be responsible for obtaining any other approvals or permits from other governmental agencies made required by law, and the applicant shall comply with all requirements and conditions of such approvals or permits, including but not limited to the municipality's compliance with any low and medium housing regulations. If, however, compliance with other conditions would result in plan the difference from one approved by the board herein, the applicant shall return to the board for all appropriate relief. 11, prior to the issuance of a building permit, applicant shall submit final variance plans if necessary, containing all required additions and corrections for review and approval by the board engineer. When so approved, applicant shall file 6 copies of the final plan with the board engineer for signature and transmission to the board's administrative officer. 12, the applicant shall be required to submit an application to the borough engineer for stormwater management review. 13, the applicant shall be found by all exhibits introduced, all representations made, and all testimony given before the board at this meeting of May 20th, 2024. Are there any corrections?
Yeah, just one comment.
Absolutely.
On page 2, the second paragraph under item 4. Sentence starts other proposed improvements. Including grading around the swimming pool, expanding, modifying, and creating pool deck. I think the next part, one of the existing dwelling, I think all they're really doing there is kind of modifying the front walk and extending it around to the pool. I'm not really sure how that reads. Not really doing anything to the front of the dwelling.
What would be a better alternative, Bob, in your engineering?
I guess they could just say modifying the front walk.
And
They're bringing it around to the pool, so if anyone, any visitor just walk up.
In the front of the existing dwelling. So you're saying, get rid of front of the existing dwelling and change it to existing walkway,
Yeah, front walk.
front walk.
and the front walk in order to accommodate. So,
I mean, they're not really doing anything to the dwelling. I don't believe it.
No, they're not doing anything to the dwelling.
come in the front walk in order to. Do you want to keep in order to accommodate the concrete sidewalk
No, I just say that they're,
and the front walk?
and a 5-foot concrete sidewalk in front of the dwelling,
Yeah, that's fine.
And
a 5-foot wide concrete sidewalk in the front of the dwelling, in front of the existing dwelling.
okay,
Yeah, that makes better sense.
Thank you.
Thanks.
so that would be modifying the existing concrete pool deck and the sidewalk
And a 5-foot wide concrete sidewalk in front of the existing dwelling.
and and the and the
Any other changes?
Then I'll make a motion to approve. Including the changes that we just discussed.
Second.
Mr. Greenbaum,
Yes.
Mr. McDowell,
Yes.
Mr. Slocum,
Yes.
and Mr. Malillo.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Cool. All right. We don't have any public hearing this evening. We have a bill. Damn, these people want watching it, especially Lou. Man.
I love how there says, Bill. The inflection is not the list. It's the only way.
Yeah, we've got like 97 invoices from Mr. Regular.
Well, he's working on that. He's doing it. He's
How can we go back, 3 months, 3 months?
Oh, at least,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, just for,
Well.
where it's at.
No, it's, it built up.
I will make a motion to pay the bills.
Thank you.
Roll call, please.
Get 4-1 vote. Sensing it.
Mr. Delarusso.
Yes.
Mr. Greenbaum,
Yes.
Mr. McDowell,
Yes.
Mr. Malillo,
Yes.
Mr. Slocum,
Yes.
the motion carries.
Okay. Eventually you will get paid.
I thought we were gonna 5-1, 5-0 vote on that. It appears that we're paying bills on a quarterly basis. Good for cash on hand. I love that. Sound fiscal responsibility.
All right.
Good thing you're still taking food stamps.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Pending applications. They're building all of a sudden. You gotta be more aggressive and fearful to these people.
I just had another one this morning.
You're not being
It's
mean.
not even up here yet.
What, tell me we're not here anymore?
I just thought it was scary.
We just don't.
Is any of these in the police station yet? Any paperwork of any of these?
No, because they haven't been complete yet.
Okay,
Well, actually,
I'm talking
the
about,
Rushman will be technically any day, and we're gonna be scheduling that.
okay, thank you.
So do you anticipate us having anything next meeting, like 2 weeks from now?
So that's a good question. I don't think so. No. I tried for Rushman, but they would not be ready between vacations and other schedules, so they are probably not going to be, at this point, they're penciled in. That's why I have tentatively scheduled for September 16th, and I don't have anyone else that is ready as of yet.
So that's still not confirmed on the 16th, right? Not yet.
No, she's supposed to get back to me this week with confirmation.
Application number 3. Am I on the 200-foot list for that one?
I'll have to check. I don't know off the top of my head. No,
They wouldn't have noticed yet.
no, they haven't noticed yet.
Correct. I'm just curious about.
Oh my God, wait a minute. If you're in the 2, that means I'm up? Yeah! All right. Oh, boy. Hey, right after this, you got a tape measure? Let's go do it.
In court, okay.
Yeah.
We'll stress that tape.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll let you know. I'll take a look.
Because I might be.
Okay.
I cannot see it from the house, but. It would just be the property is shaped really weird. Just trust me.
Their property.
No, mine.
Oh,
I've got a flag lot that's shaped like a dog leg. You know, if you were trying to golf on it, it would have 2 dog legs in it. Absolutely. Oh, it's a mess.
Jeez.
But I'm behind Joe Williams. And I don't know what the distance is between the one corner and whatever his property is. I don't know.
Did they ever do anything with the Vanderbilt property?
Oh, Vanderbilt?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, completely off topic, but yeah, the CEO for a pharma company bought it.
Whole thing.
Bought the whole thing, it's almost 50 acres, just 3 parcels. And he's keeping it all. And he's completely redoing the house. Unfortunately for you, Scandic is doing it. Trust me, you didn't want to be in that
No,
house.
I looked at that house.
Did you really? Well, and when they wanted to sell it,
God, the only thing, the best thing for that is a bulldozer.
yeah, well. City didn't do that, but it still had knob and tube in it. Oh, yeah, it was live.
What are these wires?
Yeah, that thing was a nightmare. Okay. Yeah, so I'm curious about application number 3, just to find out. Cause yeah, then my cohort heads up.
And Slugger takes over.
change things up a little bit.
Absolutely. So we got nothing else on this list. We do have a planner, I think I made that. I have not seen it yet, we just got it today.
Frank used to, I believe, scan this and email it.
That's when we weren't meeting in person, you could hand them out.
Okay, so does anyone want them that way? Is this fine?
Right. Yeah, thank you.
Because I would just print the dang thing anyway, so I'd rather have them print a copy.
Yeah,
Did you have them here tonight? Is that your?
Yeah. You need next.
oh, yeah,
Okay,
You go.
thanks.
Oh, yeah.
The other item that I have for tonight that's not on the agenda is the annual report. We need to finish this thing. I had some questions about. Written out all of the application counts. And yeah, okay. Oh, I know what it was. We were talking about some of these applications, group them. On item number 10 here.
Yeah.
There were 3 applications. They're all pending completeness review.
23-8.
Oh, yeah, they're all 23-8.
Yeah, it's all one.
All one, okay, it's all one application, one lot line is being moved, okay.
Yeah.
and that was all transferred to the planning board. So
Okay,
those,
but when did that transfer happen? Did it happen? It probably didn't happen until 24 this year.
no, I believe it happened in 22, because we never did anything with them. It happened as soon as the application was first reviewed. I'll verify that.
Okay, let's just confirm whether, I'm willing to bet, since it was received on 12/11/23,
Oh, it was received that late?
that's what it
Okay,
says.
so then it may not have been till 24. You
Yeah,
are most
so
likely
it probably
correct.
was not transferred then. So that, I wanted to straighten that out. I want to make sure that I was looking at the right thing. Thank you. And the only other comment that I had was, do we have any observations or recommendations to pass on to council and planning?
Yeah, tonight, Palmer's the property. That's gonna be a night.
Oh, that can't be a recommendation from us.
You think the traffic is bad now, just,
I understand, but you know, this is a,
I know.
are there things that the planning board should pay attention to that we want them to do? Are there things that the council should pay attention to that we want them recommending to them? Stuff that we've seen from the applications. And just to go over it again, the applications we saw last year, we had the detached 3-car garage modality. We had a front porch, which we approved, the front porch addition on Center Street. We received the Upton Pines application and nothing's happened with it yet. We got that back eons ago. 51 Bernards, which was the lot line readjustment, new house approved, D68 variance, all of that stuff.
That was last year.
That was last year. We had 2 Mullins Lane, the Weber application, which ultimately was approved, and I don't know what the variance was for. We didn't say what it was. Unless, was that another D68? I think that's probably what that was, 2 Mullins Lane.
2 Mullins Lane was the office, with the.
Oh, that's right, it was at the psychologist's office,
Yes.
yes, okay. We had that one, we had Liberty Farm Dog. We had the Hagar application. 17 Alcott Lane. 2 Sar, which we just memorialized, we had. Gillard bulk variance and steep slope exception on 70 Folks Kennel. And we did not take action on that at all, we're pending completeness of waiting revised plans. Is that still active or did they,
Dillard,
yeah,
we approved that,
we did?
but not until this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then this crazy thing at the end, the lot line adjustment that went to planning board. So. From any of these applications, do we wanna say anything to that? I'm okay with no.
Nothing jumps out at me, I mean, in past years, there were fairly obvious things
Right.
that you said this. If we fix this, it'll save a lot of time and trouble for us and them, but nothing from me personally jumps out.
Yeah, I didn't see anything this year. Bob, do you recommend anything?
Not with these applications, it's.
Okay. All right, so then we can, I'll fill this in as,
Just tell the council and the planning board they're doing a bang up job.
oh yeah, right. Who are you still doing? Well, I'm gonna do it.
That one word.
Yeah, I know what bang up job means, it means they're having an accident somewhere. At any rate, okay, so I will, tell them none this year, I will, then sign this and send it to you, and you can file it with the, give it to Anthony. And you can give it to the planning board.
Okay.
Do we need to vote to approve it or?
Well, yeah, we should.
Yeah.
So do I hear a motion to approve it?
I'll make a motion to approve my fabulous notes. He wrote it. On this day, the 5th of August, the longest time it's ever taken to create notes for the Borough Council. I'll make a motion with whatever changes we just discussed.
Is he permitted to do
The only change we're making is to say nothing,
Yeah.
no recommendation.
Yep.
None this
Okay.
year.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, I'll file it then. Finally. Anything else, guys?
The only thing I ask, maybe if you notify me ahead of time for your meetings. My wife's been very active babysitting my two grandchildren
Notify you how?
by phone. Say we got a meeting on.
He doesn't do technology.
Well, we
Okay.
can check.
Well, do we know, do
Yeah,
we want to make a decision now about the next meeting for this month, since we will not have any applications ready?
If we will not have applications ready and and that's confirmed, there are no resolutions outstanding. Finally. So.
In the middle of
Pays her bills and sticks it in the back.
So, yeah, if there's no business, then we know there's not gonna be business, let's cancel.
Okay.
Is anything happening with the water tower? I haven't heard one word about that. It's been, in fact, I was looking at some documents today. It's been close to a year since they
Yeah, I have
got the division.
I have not called Paul, to find out what's going on with that.
It's not unheard of that the television takes. Sure. And it was a massive number of documents that were sent for that.
Yeah,
So we'll see.
and in addition,
That should be fine.
in my earlier conversations with Paul, he did say, that the easement that the water company has from him to use that driveway is as a through passage only.
Yeah.
They cannot park on it. So anything that they would want to park, they have to park on site in their tiny little parcel.
Someone told me that he's suing someone separately on that issue. Over and above the appeal, there's a lawsuit that he's filed, which Americana told him, they're not handling. He almost said, thank God, but it's regarding that issue that they can't rumble across there and do all
I'm
kinds of,
sure the water company's suing him.
well, yeah, it could be. Yeah, it's
I
gonna,
would bet that that's what's happening. Cause he probably pulled that card on the water company,
yeah.
so then they're gonna sue it.
I know he was represented, he must be going through the enormous fees. Wow.
You know what, for what that property was, and Chick knows when Ned Conti had the house before. That's just a capital piece of property. And with that giant X tank next to it,
Yeah.
would dramatically diminish the value of that property. Of course.
People across the street.
Yeah, in addition, yeah, the other one, and by the way, Silverman is just up the road, was beyond the 200-foot list. Didn't know that this tower was going in. And he has really deep pockets. If Paul has deep pockets, Silverman's are immense.
Three saying.
Yeah, oh yeah, he used to
He
own
made windows.
silver line,
Windows.
Silver line
And
window.
that fellow that Anderson bought from him.
Okay.
About, you see him advertised now with fiber.
Yeah.
Rather than buying.
So if he put all the windows in the hills, all of them.
Wow.
We're talking, 1,500 homes in there?
Something like that.
At, 20 windows a home, you're talking, a million windows.
Like crew of 2 men, go.
Yeah,
Wow.
so, but when he sold that, he sold it for like $2 billion.
Well, then they had to rent all these properties back from him. I know a little more because my guys worked there. He treated them very well.
Yeah,
They very respected.
and that's why you get that building up at North Maple
Yeah.
and,
Too.
202 Madison.
Warren office.
Yeah, that barn office, yeah, he put that in to manage the family money.
A building.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't do it in your basement.
He's got a whole staff to do it. He should have just talked to Les Quick, but he didn't do that.
It's interesting you said that you didn't know about it, because I remember thinking, I never saw any coverage of it in the Bernardsville News.
Yeah.
They had no interest in talking about it in the paper.
There was in the beginning,
Yeah, I don't know.
but yeah, Jake Perry was here in the beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I remember Charlie called me at one point about it. And yeah, I can't say much because it's, go attend the hearings, guys.
Did you tell them to listen to the tapes?
Absolutely, actually. So I don't say things to the press. And whatever they pick up from the tapes, that's a different conversation, they pick anything up they want and quote it, but I don't give a quote,
But constructing a building, manage your family's money.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did.
That's mega money.
Yeah, he has huge money. So like I said, he's got Pacific Ocean for money.
My son-in-law works for this family. I forget the name of the company, but it's the largest family-owned business in the country. For their food processors, they process grains. And
No, the largest family-owned business, as far as I know, is down in Bradford.
no, this is,
Yeah.
they get $5 billion, they make $5 billion a year. And he's in charge, they got 50 people working on family matters, separate office. And his job is insurances and state level, saves them all kinds of money. But they get, out of the $5 billion they get a year, 80% has to go back into the company. And the other 20% gets divided amongst the heirs. And his one of his jobs is insurances, and like one of the ladies needed insurance on their airplane. So we had to go find insurance for her airplane.
There's a big family-owned company. Alan Bradley's family-owned.
Get the name.
Mars.
I know this name.
Mars is.
Everything that McDonald's buys comes from them. You know,
Oh, it's the probably split premium.
yeah. Unbelievable.
Another one that's still family-owned is Johnson Wax.
Yeah.
The Lewis family owns that.
They're in Minnesota.
Johnson Wax.
No, my Ed's company.
Oh, okay.
The company that,
Are you talking about Land O'Lakes?
no,
No.
no,
Which is actually a cooperative. Land O'Lakes is a cooperative, yeah. That's a dairy cooperative.
they do food processing, grains. They sell wheat and grain and stuff like that. In fact, with part of their money, they just bought a fish farm. You know,
There's some big ones out there.
yeah.
So, maybe, did we decide that next meeting, we're not having it?
Yeah, it sounds like
So
we're
we're
not,
not having it.
We're not,
so.
Yeah, so you'll,
Cancel that.
Yeah.
Send
See
a
you in
notification.
September.
Yeah,
It's easier.
I've got one question, Lou.
Yes.
We have a resolution we haven't memorialized. Is there a time frame by which we have to memorialize something?
This was an application.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
What did we try?
Oh. We got that one?
Is there a time frame by which we have to memorialize something?
Yes. For application, if you approve or deny, you have 45 days.
Oh, Jesus, boy, we got that.
45 days, but what do we have, we got the letter. We got the letter,
Okay,
said, if you wanna do something with that, we can memorialize, their attorney sent us a letter saying, all bets are off, we're out of here, we're done, it's void, move. I sent it, copy to you.
right, to have it nullified, yeah.
Givens, the Givens law firm.
okay, I didn't see the letter, I don't remember that. That said, don't do it.
It
I know we
said-
talked about it.
Right, but they sent a letter, and I can,
As long as they told us not to.
Yes, they did.
why don't you circulate it again, just so everybody has it? Oh, they said all the buzzwords, boy, we're dead, we're out of here, no more, we're abandoning it, you know, they said all the right stuff.
Okay, so they actually abandoned the application?
They abandoned, yes, it's no further, no further anything,
Okay,
so,
do we need to do anything on our side then?
if we wanna do boots and suspenders, both, we could, adopt a resolution consistent with the letter that says, forget it, and I can load it up with some more juicy items and we can adopt it that way, just so we have double barrel.
Okay, oh, we're talking about Liberty Farm though.
Right. Yeah, that one went bye-bye, I thought she might be coming back somewhere,
They are, they're,
somewhere in Burnsville.
yes, they're working on it. They purchased another property.
They just had a baby too.
I was just gonna say they,
Yes.
yeah,
What property we talking?
dropped like.
This was that-
3 days ago.
The house, the young gal came in, she wanted a house, the daycare for dogs.
Oh, yeah.
And her neighbors loved her and they came out and
Yeah,
extolled her virtues.
yeah, some extenuating circumstances, they abandoned that application.
Why don't you send it, circulate it again, Dave, you think we need to do a resolution
We-
adopting a letter or something?
Yeah, we should.
Okay,
I'll keep our act.
all right, I'll pull out and what was her name again? Kaylee.
Haley,
Haley, yeah, I have to look it up.
yeah, I don't remember the last name.
Pull out Liberty Farms.
It's actually,
Mike, I mean, Liberty Farms, Connor. And do resolution. It won't hurt, and if we don't adopt it, no one's gonna be chasing us to adopt it, because they're out of the picture. You know, wherever they were. Their names.
yeah, the name isn't in the.
Yeah, so we don't have to do that in August, we'll do it next meeting. And
Why did they pull out with all the things? They got it.
Yeah, it's really not something we should discuss.
let's,
Yeah, let's keep it moving. Okay.
What else we got, other than a motion to adjourn?
My Eddie, we found.
I just made it.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed?
Aye.
Okay.